Hi students, this is Dr. S. Valliyamai from the Department of Chemistry and I belong to Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. Now in this PowerPoint, I am going to deal about the applied chemistry which is in the BSc final year 6th semester. And now in that particularly I am going to deal about the unit 2 fuels and combustion. Now, in this, we particularly deal about what is meant by fuel and how are the fuels classified, what are the definitions of the calorific value, high calorific value, low calorific value, spontaneous ignition temperature, and some solid fuels. And in this, I am going to deal about coal. Now, what are fuels? A fuel is defined as any combustible substances which on heating gives heat energy and that can be used for producing power. In fuels containing carbon as one of the main constituents during combustion process, the decrease in the potential energy of the system appears in the form of heat energy. Hence, all the combustion processes are exothermic reactions. So now what is meant by exothermic reactions? Those reactions which releases heat energy are called as exothermic reaction. So now here when the fuels are burnt, energy is being released. Hence it is exothermic reaction. So now what are the common elements present in the fuel? Now apart from carbon, other elements present are hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen and non-combustible matters. Correct. Now let us see the classification of fuels. Now how are fuels classified? So fuels are classified into two major types, the primary fuels and the secondary fuels. So primary fuels are otherwise called as natural fuels. For example, the wood and the coal. Secondary fuels are artificial fuels. For example, coke and petrol. Now, what is meant by the primary fuel? The primary fuels are as such found in nature, whereas the secondary fuels are derived, or you can say they are obtained from the primary fuels. The fuels are also classified on the basis of the physical states, that is, as solid fuels, liquid fuels, and gaseous fuel. So, a very good example of a solid fuel is coke, and that of a liquid fuel is diesel, and the gaseous fuel is a natural gas. So, the main sources of fuels are coal and petroleum. They are stored fuels found in the earth crust and hence they are also called as fossil fuels. Okay, right. Now let us move on to another heading called calorific value. What is the calorific value? This is an important property of a fuel. Now it is defined as the efficiency of the fuel to liberate heat energy. So calorific value is defined as the total amount of heat energy liberated or produced when a unit mass or a unit volume of a fuel is burnt completely. The unit of this calorific value is either as calories you can write it or you can write it in terms of kilocalories. So what is a calorie then? Calorie is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree centigrade, say from 15 to 16 degree centigrade. So kilocalorie is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree centigrade. So calorie is in terms of grams and kilocalories we say in terms of kilograms of water. Now what is that which is called as higher calorific value? It is the total amount of the heat liberated when a unit mass, or you can say a unit volume of a fuel, is completely burnt and the products of combustion are allowed to cool to room temperature. So now during burning, the hydrogen undergoes oxidation and is converted to steam. Next one is the lower calorific value. It is the amount of heat liberated when a unit mass or unit volume of a fuel is completely burnt and the products of combustion are allowed to escape above the room temperature. Now we'll move on to the next one, spontaneous ignition temperature. It is the minimum temperature at which a fuel may ignite spontaneously without being fired by an external flame. That is, it itself catches fire. So, a fuel having low ignition temperature catches fire very easily and hence causes fire hazards. A fuel having a high ignition temperature ignites with a great difficulty and hence it is easy for transportation. Now we'll move on to the next, the type of the fuels, and in this let us see about the solid fuel, coal. Now coal is a solid primary fuel found in the earth crust. It is formed by the transformation of wood and the vegetation buried under the earth due to natural calamities like earthquakes, volcanic eruption, and it is there for a prolonged period of nearly 1,000 years. So now, when it is there in the earth crust for thousands of years ago, it undergoes the effect of heat, temperature, bacterial actions, and hence it undergoes various stages of carbonization and gets converted into coal. For example, the wood first gets converted into peat and then peat again into lignite, lignite into bituminous coal, and bituminous coal into anthracite coal. So these are the various stages of carbonization. Now during the carbonization or a transformation, various changes takes place. Now let us see what are all the various changes takes place. First one is reduction in moisture. Then reduction in hydrogen content, oxygen content, sulfur content, and also maybe an increase in the carbon content. Then there may be a reduction in volatile matter content. There may be increase in the calorific value or increase in hardness. Now first we'll see about the peat. So wood is first transformed into a brown fibrous jelly-like mass called peat. The air-dried peat contains carbon 57%, hydrogen 6%, oxygen 35%, and ash content of about 2%. Its calorific value is 5400 calories per kilogram. This is mainly used for domestic purposes. Peat is an uneconomical fuel since it contains high water content. The next one is lignite. So lignite, as we all know, the NLC, that is the Neyveli, is mainly famous for lignite. So from lignite, power is being extracted, or you can say power is produced. So it is a soft brown colored variety of coal, but it is of low grade. Now, air-dried lignite contains carbon 60 to 70%, oxygen 20 to 25%, and the lignite contains 20 to 7% of moisture. So it burns with a smoky flame, but its calorific value ranges from 6,500 to 7,100 kilocalories per gram. So it is used in the production of electric power and is also used in the manufacture of producer gas. Then bituminous coal. It is usually black or dark gray in color and smooth and homogeneous in nature. They are harder and denser than lignite. Its moisture content is about 25 percentage. The carbon content is 75 to 83 percentage and oxygen 10 to 22 percentage. Its calorific value is about 7,000 to 8,000 kilocalories per kilogram. Now, depending upon the quality, or you can say depending upon the calorific value, this bituminous coal is again classified as sub-bituminous coal, bituminous coal, and semi-bituminous coal. Sub-bituminous coal has a calorific value of 7,000, bituminous 8,000, and semi-bituminous 8,600. Now we'll move on to the last type of coal, anthracite. It is considered to be the highest quality of coal, which contains a maximum carbon content of 92 to 96 percentage. It is the hardest of all the kinds of coal and is quite dense and lustrous in appearance. Its calorific value is 8,600 to 8,700 kilocalories per kilogram. It contains very little volatile matter, that is a 5 to 6 percentage. It burns with intense local heating. Hence, it is used in metallurgical operations, heating operations, production of producer gas, etc. Next one is the analysis of coal. How is coal analyzed? So, to analyze the quality of coal, there are two types of analysis. One is the proximate analysis, the other one is the ultimate analysis. So, proximate analysis involves the determination of percentage of moisture, volatile content, ash, and the fixed carbon in the fuel. Ultimate analysis involves the accurate estimation of the percentage composition of different elements present in coal, such as carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, and non-combustible matter and the ash content. Now I have given certain questions, that is define fuel, explain the various terms like calorific value, high calorific value, low calorific value, spontaneous ignition temperature, and explain how the solid fuel coal is formed with its transformation. Thank you, students.